Okay, I'm back here with the NCR 52. Finally making some progress here. I have the motor back in, lined up. The piece is back on, and I figured out the problem with the clutch. I'll try to point to it with the camera. So this is the little piece that engages the clutch. So when you do a transaction, this moves, and it has a little arm that goes back and connects in here. Well, what the problem was, very simple. This piece that I'm pointing to was bent toward this way just a little bit. And that was preventing it from coming back where it needed to come at the end of the cycle. So now that that's fixed, and it looks like the motor is lined up correctly. From this angle it looks like it's not, but it is lined up correctly. It needed this little black spacer so that it would get tight. So that is in. Now I have the issue with rewiring a fuse in or not, because the 51s don't have the fuse. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I don't know if I need a fuse. But this is on its way back. This has been one heck of a project. Now, I'm still working on these The only one I got working is the tacks. But another breakthrough, my subtotal button now works. It seems like when I bent this back, now my subtotal works. Maybe it was preventing something. But so this is an update, so soon this register is going to be back together. Well, problems. This 900 key bank is giving me some issues sticking, and I'm guessing that's because you rarely use that key bank. So look at this cam right here. See how it moves very freely? And this is the one on the 900, not moving very well. Well, when you set these, you pull this back and you load it so that keeps that up. Then when you have it in the machine and it resets, when you pull this should pop out and that should pop in. See how that does that? Now on this one, probably do it now. See how it doesn't do it? So I'm going to take this plate off, try to free this up. So here's a little tip when you take these key banks apart. Do not make the mistake I made. You take 1, 2, 3, 4 screws out, and when you pop this off, the springs go everywhere and you end up with this. So my mistakes are going to save somebody else. Carefully loosen each one of these. Just loosen them. Push down on the buttons and work the springs out. You have to pry this up a very little bit. Get each spring out, and then you'll be able to take the top plate off like this, and all your buttons and everything will stay in place. The only thing on spring is this. Make sure it stays in. So now all your buttons are still there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have to replace the 100 to 900 bank because it was all seized up. This piece right here wouldn't work. So I'm taking the buttons and putting them in one that has 1 to 9. So this is a tip, remember that. This is on the National Cash Register 52, 51. It'll be for any of them with the curve style key banks. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking out, that's the number 4. So then I'm looking for a 400. And I'm putting it right back in the same way, each one. Now I'm at 5, so I need the 500. There's the 500. Slips in there. Now I need the 600. Keep picking the same one up. There's the 600. Now I need the 700. Got it. First try. Each time it gets easier because I wonder why. Now I need the 800. That's the 9. The 800's still in the bank here. There's the 800. And now 900. Alright. So now you see each one is in. Now I need to put the spring back on. But before I do that, I'm going to take this back apart and clean this real good while I have it apart. And then I'm going to carefully reassemble it. Alrighty, here I go. I made me a new 100 to 900 working key bank. So set the trigger, good, and works. Well, I made a big mistake with the 900 bank. I put them all in backwards. So tomorrow's episode will be fixing that and finishing up.